guys, so I've been getting a lot of questions recently on why I chose to double major and majoring in a language in general, so I hope this video will help answer these questions. So a brief introduction in case you're new to my channel, I double majored in anthropology and Chinese, and I made a video on reasons why I chose to major in anthropology, and I'll link it down below in case you guys are interested in watching, but this video will mostly focus on my other major, which is Chinese, or just being a language major in general. Long story short, I didn't choose to be a double major. Basically, the program that I was in, the Chinese flagship language program, required all students to be double majors. So I went into college knowing that I wanted to study Chinese because I wanted to be in the flagship program, but I also knew I had to choose a second major. So in my freshman year, I thought I was going to be a media studies major. So I took those classes, but it wasn't until my sophomore year did I switch my major to anthropology. My reasoning for majoring in Chinese was because I wanted to maintain my Mandarin. Growing up, I attended a dual language school for Chinese. I got into high school, I realized that the level that I was in was way too advanced, and I was actually losing my Chinese being in that class versus improving. So I made it a point to study Chinese further in college, so not only would I keep up my language but also improve. So that's essentially why I chose to major in Chinese. And now just talking about majoring in a language in general. So there are multiple reasons why I think it's worth it to major in a language. One being, learning a language is a skill, or knowing a language, that is a skill. And at the end of the day, you can put that on your resume, fluent in whatever language, proficient in whatever language. And also, when you major in it or you study it in school, kind of is already organized for you in terms of when you just go to your classes, you're going to be learning the language. So you don't have to kind of use your own time to study, like self-study. Of course, you're gonna have to like study and practice probably on your own time, but what I mean by that is that basically you don't have to organize it yourself or figure out how exactly you're going to learn it and break it down, because there's different components of learning a language: speaking, listening, writing, reading. That part I think is also very helpful, especially if you're learning a language that doesn't use the alphabet, such as Chinese or Korean. Also, you'll just have teachers who you can talk to. So if you are interested in pursuing something when you graduate, you know, or you want to go to a grad program, you know, you have your teachers there to help you and to guide you. Of course, you don't need to have a degree in order to learn a language or to even know a language, and that's very valid. Also, self-study is a way that a lot of people learn languages, so you don't need a degree. However, I think when you are done with your years of study, you will have that degree, which is something. Like, definitely on your resume you'll have, like, you know, Chinese major or whatever language major, your target language major, and that will hold some water, especially if you are trying to use your language when you apply for jobs. So another thing is learning another language allows you to travel. I studied abroad in China. It's great. And if I ever want in the future, I can live in China. I can easily find a job there. So knowing a language definitely opens more doors and opportunities for you for travel. Third thing that I want to say is just on an anthropological perspective or viewpoint, learning a language allows you to see the world with new eyes. Because what language is essentially is that culture's way of seeing the world. So I think that that's fascinating just in itself. So I think it's just worth it in general to learn language, whether you study it in college or you just learn it by yourself on your own. Both are valid. If you are in college and you're kind of flirting with the idea of studying a language, I think you should definitely go for it. You don't have to double major, of course. It's up to you. I am glad that I double majored, and I think that my two degrees kind of go hand in hand, anthropology and Chinese. But I think that language is just a skill you can always use whenever. It sharpens the mind, it opens new doors. So I think it's very worth it. And it's also just fun. I think learning a language is fun. Of course, it's not for everyone. At the end of the day, you know what is right for you and what isn't. I hope that this video helps. If you have any other questions, you can ask me in the comment section, and I will talk to you guys later.